time to keep going with my amazing success from last time. I've only been at this company for 31 years and look at my hair. Oh god. Level 32 gonna be handled today, hopefully. 2 optional challenges. We're on a winning streak. Last 3 levels, all challenges completed. Let's see whether we can continue with that today. Inventory check. Surprise audit. A few of your favorite things. Well, screw you. So in this little coding game, we need to complete this simple assignment. For each thing in the inbox, send to the outbox the total number of matching items on the floor. So here we're gonna take the A, and then we should return 1, 2, 3, 4, because there are 4 A's. So first of all, let's use this 0 as a counter. Then each time, we're gonna change it. Therefore, I'd say copy from 0 and copy to there. So this here is gonna be our sum. That's the output, right? So we're gonna have a 0 there. There's the counter. We're gonna increase it as we see the A's. Now, my problem is that I have absolutely no idea how to find these 4 A's. Like, I don't know if I'm holding an A. Know what I mean? What I can do is inbox the A, put it on, say, 15. So copy to 15, and then say, I guess, copy from and go to the address of the 15, meaning we put the A there, and then we say, go to the place where there is an A. What happens? I have no idea, actually. So took the A, place it down, and only numbers allowed. Okay, well, that solves that. So I can't find an A in this grid because I can only find numbers. I think I'm missing something really bad because I literally have 0 idea how to do this. Do you have a suggestion? Tell me more. How can you determine if 2 letters are equal? Yes, I would love to know that. Try the same thing you would do if they were numbers. B is just 1 more than an A. Oh, okay. So I'd still say the inbox we're gonna put there, and I will call it in. So that's the A. And then I think we need to go through all of these letters, subtract them from the inbox, and if it's a 0, we increase our counter. And what we're also going to do is use the indexes. We're going to have an index counter. Index. There, index. And this is a 0. So copy the 0 to the sum and also to the index. Then we inbox a number and put it into the input. So that's the initialization. After that, we need to go to this 0. So on index 0, we're gonna take the input minus what's at the index that we have here. If this is a 0, that means they are the same, because this A minus this B, if it's a 0, so this A minus this A is 0, then we bump up this sum. That's the output, the counter of equal letters. If it's not a 0, we jump away. Then we always have to bump up this index. And we repeat all of this, but also at the end we need to copy from the input once more. And then I'm not sure how to end this loop, but basically in the end we're gonna copy from the sum and outbox that, and go back to the beginning. So let's just see what happens here. Initialize 0 here, 0 there. Then you inbox the A, put it here. This index is pointing at this B. So index 0, we go there, that's the B. We get -1. It's not a 0, meaning we don't increment the sum, but we increment the index. So next time, looking at index 1. Then again, we need to pick up the A and repeat. So A minus what's on the index 1, that's a 0, meaning we increment the sum, increment the index as well, and again take the input. That's another A, index 2, and so on. So in total, we should have 4 A's. in the end. Index 14, take the A, sum is 4. Now again we jump to the index of 14, that's 0. And this failed because we've got an A minus a 0 and that doesn't work. So how do we know? We're trying to look here. What if once we, before we try going to the index, or after we bump up the index actually, we try taking what's at the number of the index, and if it's a 0, this 0, we terminate this loop and jump here. So increase the index, take whatever letter or number is there, and if it's a 0, we go away. Otherwise, again, take the input and repeat the loop. So just very quickly, let's get to the end. All right, index 12, now index 13, still valid. Index 14, take the 0, that's a 0. So copy the sum and outbox that. Yes, it works. Beautiful. I think the code is way too long actually, but overall kind of works. Just some minor refactoring and I think we should be fine. Because I don't believe we can really remove too many commands there. Now the X is there 2 times, 3 times, okay, so 4, 5, 2, 3 is the output, and there we go. Yeah, 1 command too many, that's not bad, and it took ages. All right, we've got work to do. Okay, so again, 1 command we can remove by removing this jump. So we always jump all the way back to the start. And in the end, we just copy from sum and outbox it. So what if we put it first, copy from sum, outbox, and at the beginning, we skip that, right? Oh, there's the same number of commands now, isn't it? And put this there. Why did I do it? Can you remind me why the hell did I do this? I don't like this logic here. Too many jumps. Ooh, what if I do something stupid? Here we subtract, the input from whatever, and only if it's a 0 we want to bump up, and if it's not a 0 we need to jump over this. That's 3 commands. What if I always bump up the sum, and if it's a 0 I skip bumping it down? Shit, that's 3 commands once more. Okay, not good, but it looks a little better at least, to be honest. Oh wait, I know! I don't need to copy from input. So what I'm doing here is taking the input minus whatever of these numbers and items, but I can just take this item first and minus the input. So in the end, I copy from the index just to check the 0. I don't need to copy from the input then. And I don't subtract from what's on the index, I subtract from what's on the input. Yes, that's it. And here I'm gonna just put the jumps back like that. So if it's a 0, we increase the sum, otherwise we jump over it. That's 16 commands, and this has to work, right? So C goes there. Why did I C minus C? What? Come on. Copy to the input. Oh, then we copy from the index. If it's a 0, we skip it, subtract from the input, and do all this. Yes, has to work like that. Okay, let's try again. Now we've got X minus X, 0, increase the sum. Yep, this works, all right. It's taking ages. Okay, there we go. That's it. And let's see the times, the size. Size challenge completed. Was this faster? Not at all. Okay, this sucks. How do I make it faster? I mean, at the start, I would say that I want to inbox as soon as possible, because in the end, the code seems to be killed or finished once I try inboxing and the inbox is empty. So first inbox, copy to input, then from 0 to the sum and the index. Yeah, and now I'm realizing why I did this jump to here, because that means 1 less jump, right? Usually. So there's 1 jump at the start, and then we always jump if 0. But the way I had it before was no jump at the start, always jump if 0, and always jump back to the start. So basically I saved 3 steps by doing this. So having the output at the start, because we only jump once at the beginning, and then always jump to here. Now, how the hell am I supposed to make this so much faster? I need 40 steps. That's a lot of steps. Actually, my idea is to kind of cheat this, because we have 4 A's, 5 B's, 2 C's, and 3 X's always. Or at least it seems like it. So maybe I could just get rid of all of this and simply determine if the letter is an A, B, C, or X, and then output the right, result. So first, let's copy from, let's copy from here, B. Then we subtract from the input, and if this is a 0, we need to get, that's a B, so 5 B's. So we bump up 5 times this sum. Oh, and hang on, the minimum is 3 X's, no, 2 C's, okay. So let's, at the beginning, do 2 bump ups for the C, meaning for B, we only bump up 3 times. So that's here. If it's not a 0, we skip that. And instead, we bump up the index. No, we don't, because we don't have an index in this case. So we simply copy from the next cell and again subtract from the input. If this is a 0, that's an A, we've got 4 A's. So we bump up the sum 2 times. And if it's not a 0, we jump over it. If we jump over it, we take the X, subtract from the input, and if it's 0, 3 X's. So if it's a 0, we bump up the sum only once, and if not, we jump over, meaning it was a C. So in the end, we copy from the sum and we outbox the sum. Then we jump back to the start to inbox stuff again, and we do the same thing here. So after 3 bump ups, we go there, here we go there, and after this one, we go there anyway. Okay, is this gonna work? And is this layout random? Let's see. B goes there, initialize the sum, bump it twice, take the B, minus the B, that's a 0, so bump it up 4, 5 B's, output. Then the X goes there, this should be a 0 once more, bump it up twice, B minus X, not a 0, so skip, A minus X, not a 0, so skip, X minus X, that is a 0, 3 X's, bump up once, take it, output, and then the A, not B, A, 3, 4 A's, unless I messed up, 4 A's, right? And a C is there indeed just 2 times, it seems. 2 times, so that should be right. Now let's see if this works. Too many commands, of course, and the size challenge. Oh, yes, I did it. I cheated. I'm such a cheater. I love it. And also I realized I don't need to copy from sum ever, I think, only if it's the C. So if we jump to here, otherwise I don't. So here, after the jump, we can do that, but it doesn't matter, does it? Oh well. And I suppose I could shave off a few more commands, like again this jump at the end, or like not commands, steps, But this works beautifully, and I cheated. This is just amazing. 29 commands, 75 steps. And the ideal amount of steps was 393. I am a genius. Well, I'm an idiot, but I love this. Oh, I'm so proud. I didn't mess it up after all. 2 green lights. Yes. Now, where's Carol? And who's Carol? And actually, why is Carol? Oh, she jumped through a window. Oh, crap. I guess too much coding for her, huh? All right, well, that's the milestone completed. And I'd say we're on a roll. This is looking amazing.